It has been over a decade since I first came to these awards, and every year they never fail to surprise and inspire me.
Prince Harry was, not so long ago, the single most beloved member of the British royal family, and the scale of his fall is genuinely staggering. Back in 2011, polling found that around 82% of the British public viewed him positively, with barely 1 in 10 holding a negative opinion. He was the cheeky, warm, relatable one, the soldier prince, the boy the nation had watched grow up and quietly rooted for. He was still polling above 70% as recently as 2019. Then came the collapse. By early 2023, as his memoir hit shelves, his approval had crashed to around 24%, with roughly 2/3 of Britons viewing him negatively, the lowest figures ever recorded for him. He has recovered only slightly since, hovering around 30% through 2026. In roughly a decade, he went from national treasure to one of the most divisive figures in the country. This is the story of how that happened. Prince Harry became a figure of enormous public affection at just 12 years old, in the most heartbreaking circumstances imaginable. Born in September 1984, as the second son of Charles and Diana, he was always the spare, the one who would never inherit the throne, which gave him a freedom his older brother never had. Then, in the summer of 1997, he lost his mother in a car crash in Paris. At her funeral that September, the 12-year-old walked slowly behind the procession through the streets of London, alongside his father, his brother, his grandfather, and his uncle, as the world watched in silence. That image of a small boy following his mother on the saddest walk imaginable became one of the defining photographs of the era. It moved millions and forged a bond between Harry and the British public that would last for decades. Whatever came later, that day never truly left people's memory. Prince Harry's military service transformed him from a headline-grabbing young royal into someone the public deeply admired. He entered the Officers' Academy at Sandhurst in 2005 and was commissioned the following year, joining a historic cavalry regiment. He completed 2 deployments to Afghanistan, first in 2007, which was cut short when foreign media revealed his location, and again from 2012 into 2013, when he served as an Apache helicopter co-pilot. He qualified as an aircraft commander and left the Army in 2015 as a captain, having served for around 10 years. Crucially, he did not stop there. In 2014, he founded the Invictus Games, an international sporting competition for wounded and injured service personnel, which has since grown into a genuinely beloved global event. The most recent edition, held in Canada in early 2025, brought together over 500 competitors from 23 nations. It remains, by common consent, his finest achievement. Prince Harry reached the absolute peak of his popularity on the 19th of May 2018 at St. George's Chapel in Windsor Castle. He had met the American actress Meghan Markle on a blind date in the summer of 2016, arranged by a mutual friend, and the romance captivated the world. Their engagement was announced in November 2017. The wedding itself was a genuine global spectacle, blending centuries of British tradition with modern touches, and it was watched by an enormous television audience. That day, the couple became the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. For a brief, shining moment, it looked like the beginning of a new chapter for the monarchy itself. Their son Archie arrived in 2019, and their daughter Lilibet in 2021. But behind the fairy tale, tensions with the press and reportedly within the family were already building, and they would surface far sooner than anyone expected. Prince Harry stunned the world on the 8th of January 2020 with an announcement nobody in the palace saw coming. Posting on social media, he and Meghan revealed their intention to step back as senior members of the royal family, seeking financial independence and a life split between Britain and North America. Crisis talks followed within days at Sandringham, involving the Queen, Charles, and William. By that March, the couple had carried out their final royal engagements. They moved first to Canada and then to California, buying a large estate in Montecito for close to $15 million. Harry kept his Duke of Sussex title, but stopped using his royal styling in any working capacity, and he lost his honorary military appointments, which reportedly wounded him deeply. The press quickly nicknamed the whole episode Megxit. For a man raised entirely inside the institution, it was an extraordinary break. Prince Harry made his most explosive move in January 2023 with the publication of his memoir, Spare. It had been preceded by a bombshell television interview with Oprah Winfrey in March 2021 and a Netflix documentary series in December 2022, which became the platform's biggest documentary debut ever. But the book went further than anything before it. It became the fastest-selling non-fiction title of all time, shifting 16 forward 3 million English-language copies on its very first day. Inside, Harry described a reported physical confrontation with his brother, aired years of family grievances, and detailed his own past personal struggles with remarkable candor. Some readers found it brave and long overdue. Others found it an unforgivable breach of family trust. It is worth noting that many of the claims are Harry's own account, disputed or contested by others, and the palace has consistently declined to respond publicly. Either way, the relationship with his family reached its lowest point. Prince Harry's long campaign against the British press has ended largely in defeat, with his final case dismissed just this month. On the 7th of July 2026, a High Court judge threw out his claims against the publisher of the Daily Mail entirely, ruling there was insufficient evidence, in a case where Harry stood alongside co-claimants including Elton John and Elizabeth Hurley. The publisher called it an overwhelming victory for a free press, while Harry said he had come seeking accountability and received none. It followed another blow in May 2025, when he lost his appeal over the downgrading of his taxpayer-funded security in Britain. He did have real successes, winning a landmark ruling over phone hacking in 2023 and securing a full apology and substantial settlement from another publisher in early 2025. There is, though, one hopeful thread. In September 2025, Harry and King Charles had a private meeting at Clarence House, their first in around 19 months. The relationship with his brother, however, reportedly remains frozen. Prince Harry now finds himself in an extraordinary position, facing legal action from the very charity he created in his mother's memory. He co-founded Sentebale in 2006 with Prince Siyiso of Lesotho to support young people in southern Africa living with HIV, naming it with a word meaning forget-me-not in tribute to both their late mothers. For nearly 20 years, it was arguably his proudest work. Then, in March 2025, it fell apart. Following a disagreement that had been building since 2023, the Board of Trustees resigned, and Harry and Prince Siyiso stepped down as patrons in support of them. The charity's chair, Sophie Chandauka, publicly accused Harry of orchestrating a campaign against her, which he denies. Britain's Charity Commission investigated and found no evidence of widespread bullying, while criticizing both sides for allowing the dispute to play out in public. Then, in March 2026, Sentebale filed a defamation claim against Harry and a former trustee, alleging a coordinated media campaign had damaged it. Harry categorically rejects the claim, and the case remains in its early stages.